Welcome to the Block Talk Africa show powered by Binance. My name is Momo. I am your host, and this is episode 2 of the show. Last week, we went into what is crypto, and we had a fantastic guest who actually took us through every single thing that you need to know when you're getting into the crypto space. And as we are starting this particular episode, you know you can actually get a gift from us when you sign up on Binance. If you sign up on Binance and use the referral code KISSFM, and you're among the first 500. In fact, I talked to them and they increased. Last week it was 100. This week it is 500. You sign up on the platform, use the referral code KISSFM, and you will get 100 bob in your wallet to get started and get to learn about crypto. This show is a place where you can learn everything about crypto, blockchain, and the future of money, whether you're an advanced user or you're a beginner. And today I have a very special guest on the show. And we want to talk about the misconceptions that are there about crypto and in the crypto space. Allow me to welcome our guest today. Karibu sana.
Thank you, Moma.
Tell us who you are and what do you do?
Yes, so my name is David Getonga. I'm the founder of a company called BitKE. Mm-hmm. So BitKE is a media outlet that covers the crypto, blockchain, Web3 space across the continent.
Yep.
We've been doing that for the last about 6-7 years. Mm-hmm. We like to say we are documenting the blockchain story of Africa. Okay. So we've been doing that for the last 7 years.
Yeah. Crypto tip of the week, week 3. Our crypto tip of the week this week is enable two-factor authentication so that you can have extra security on your account. Whenever you're doing a transaction, make sure that you get an SMS or an email code so that you can input on every transaction. One question that I have, and people keep on saying crypto is only used by criminals. So I want to know your opinion about that.
That's not true, definitely. As much as, yes, criminals do use crypto, it's not just criminals. As I would almost say criminal activity in the Bitcoin space is quite small. Mm-hmm. Actually, when you compare the amount of fraud or criminal activities in crypto and Bitcoin, and you compare it with traditional, ecosystem, there's way more fraud in the traditional space. Yes. So I would disagree with that. I think it's just a misconception. A few incidences have taken place where criminals use crypto, but not really. I think it tends to be over-exaggerated. Yeah.
And allow me to just jump to a controversial one. There are people who say that crypto will replace traditional banking. We are never going to have banks anymore because crypto is coming into the space. What are your thoughts?
It always looks like that, right? I mean, with all the hype and enthusiasm and interest, it tends to look like, hey, we are all moving into the crypto space, right? But I would say we are a long way off from there. I would almost say that's not likely going to happen, because the traditional ecosystem is still very strong. There are a lot of regulation and compliance around that industry. Mm-hmm. And as a result of that ecosystem, there's a lot of trust in the traditional, ecosystem. Mm-hmm. And a lot of us still believe in it. So my thinking is crypto will come to sort of complement what the traditional ecosystem cannot be able to do. Yeah. So things like trust, things like speed, we find that Bitcoin and crypto tends to offer, better services when it comes to, say, speed over the traditional system. So I feel like crypto will complement the traditional, ecosystem, rather than just completely replace it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which are some of the kinds of ways crypto has been used that you've been able to document at BitKE? Because there are people who think crypto is just about investment. Like you put your money there and you wait for it to go to the moon, like people say in the space. What other ways are people using crypto other than just investment?
Yeah, so there are so many use cases. I think I'll give you an example of cross-border payments. So what we are seeing increasingly is a lot of individuals, but also businesses that are seeing the value of using cryptocurrencies for cross-border.
Yeah.
Remember, if you use the traditional systems, there's a lot of either paperwork. You either have to go through a bank. There has to be, the bank will ask you for this or that. With crypto, it's you're removing all of that. So number one, that makes it very efficient and very quick to move money cross border.
Yeah.
So that is one key use case that I feel will continue to grow.
Yeah.
Another use case is in terms of payments.
Yeah.
Most people now are comfortable with getting paid in crypto.
Yes.
Over, say, PayPal or through a bank. We know how difficult those can get. So crypto tends to feel more favorable, fast, quick. You don't need to, get a charge back, for
Yes.
example. With crypto, those things don't exist.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of these preferences that make crypto quite favorable, and we're seeing a lot of these use cases come up.
A number of people who think that you need a degree or you need to have a background in tech to be able to understand crypto, even to be able to use crypto. What has your experience been about that particular myth?
Again, that's not true. You don't need a computer engineering degree or a computer science degree to decipher crypto.
Yeah.
I think we are sitting here. I believe we are not technical people.
Yes.
But we understand it pretty well, and we use crypto and Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So I'd say it's not really, you don't need to understand. I always think of it like, say, M-Pesa. You don't really need to understand how M-Pesa works.
Yes.
There's a lot of technical aspects behind it, but we all use M-Pesa.
Yes.
I would say crypto is pretty much the same. So don't get scared by the word crypto.
Yeah.
Just think of it as money.
Yes.
So and if you think about it money, then you just know you if you are sending crypto to someone, you just input an address.
Yes.
And then they send you an address, or vice versa. So it's really not a technical jargon.
Yes.
I think anybody can use crypto. Again, over time, we're seeing a lot more companies making it easier for people to use crypto.
Yeah.
Binance is a classic example, right? Like all you have to do is open an account, and you can even send money to people without really even understanding keys and all that jargon. Yeah.
Speaking of which, if you sign up for a Binance account, you need to use a referral code KISSFM. And for the first 500 of you who do that this week, you will be able to get 100 shillings into your wallet. And I want to look at Bitcoin. There are people who say Bitcoin has an unlimited supply. And talk to us about what the implications of supply of crypto has and your thoughts behind it.
Yeah, so supply and demand is I think a lot of people know about inflation and currency depreciation based on what amount is in circulation, right? And we tend to equate that to crypto. So people assume crypto is like Kenya shillings or US dollars. They are
Yeah.
just printed.
Yes.
But actually, that is what differentiates Bitcoin from, the normal currencies that we have.
Yeah.
There are only 21 million Bitcoins, and there can only be 21 million Bitcoins.
Yeah.
And that cannot be changed. That cannot be altered. And as a result, Bitcoin is a very unique currency.
Yeah.
In that it is not affected by, money printing or those kinds of, activities that we see in normal currencies. So that is one difference, I think, that we need to highlight, that there can only be 21 million Bitcoins,
Yeah.
which means their value, or the value of Bitcoin, will only continue to grow up.
Yeah.
Because as more people, adopt Bitcoin or own Bitcoin, then the demand will only go up.
Yeah.
And since you cannot add to the 21 million, it means the few that are there will have
More value.
more value, more
Yes.
demand. More
Yes.
demand means more value.
Our Binance feature of the week is Binance P2P. P2P stands for peer to peer. This is a section on the Binance platform that allows you to trade with other people, especially from your home country. Here you can be able to use mobile money to convert it into crypto or the other way around, and you will find other traders on the platform who are ready to either buy or sell whichever crypto you are looking for. So go under your funding wallet and you will click on P2P. Here you will be able to interact with every single person depending on the crypto that you want to get and at favorable prices. Each advert belongs to someone else, and that you will be trading with them even outside of the platform. But what's more, Binance has actually put an escrow system, which means that your funds are held and kept secure for the transaction to work. And once it is complete, the money is moved to the other party. Or can Bitcoin actually be hacked?
Bitcoin cannot be hacked the way we think about hacking.
Yeah.
So, because of the blockchain technology, you can't really hack that technology based on how it works. What can happen, though, is what is called a 51% attack. But that has never happened. And as the Bitcoin network grows, it becomes more and more difficult. Maybe that would have happened a few years ago, maybe 10 years ago. Right now, it will require massive amounts of energy and to sort of hack the Bitcoin network. So I would say if there's one network that has never been hacked, it's the Bitcoin network. So as more adoption happens, as more nodes, so we call them nodes, where people mine and verify transactions, as they continue to increase, it becomes more difficult to either penetrate or compromise the system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know the hacking is one thing that people are afraid of. The other thing people are afraid of is, can a government ban crypto? No, I want to get into crypto. Is it possible for a government to ban crypto?
Not really.
Okay.
Practically, it's not possible because Bitcoin is not owned by a central entity.
Yeah.
So again, I know people ask that because we are used to, a Kenya shilling, the central bank determines, it can pull back the money. But with Bitcoin, it's different, and hence the word decentralized.
Yes.
This means there's no one person or no one entity that controls Bitcoin.
There are people who look at this industry as a get-rich-quick scheme. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, quite common. We see a lot of them, when they visit our website. The truth is, yeah, Bitcoin and crypto is not a get rich quick scheme.
Okay.
Because you really need to learn and to study the ecosystem for you to get the most value. I always say, if you want long-term value, you need to understand, you need to understand how Bitcoin works,
Yeah.
because the value of Bitcoin grows over a period of time.
Yeah.
Well, yes, Bitcoin can shoot from 20 to 40,000 in 2 days, but it can also go down
Yeah.
by the same amount, right? So I always tell people, don't look at those quick wins, quick losses. Look at it over a period of time. So
Yeah.
in that perspective, I don't really consider it a get rich quick scheme.
Yeah.
The most value, actually, the people who've benefited the most are people who've held Bitcoin over many years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And the one side was getting rich. Can someone lose all their crypto overnight?
Unfortunately, yes. Unfortunately, yes.
How?
Uh, if you if you do if you trade if you're a trader and you're not very careful, you could lose crypto. So if you leverage trade, for example, it's common in FX, but it's also common in Bitcoin, where you over leverage, you could lose all your crypto if you get liquidated.
Yeah.
So that's on the trading side. You could lose your crypto as well if crypto tanks. Not likely that Bitcoin would go from 90,000 to zero, but if it did, you could lose your crypto. But another also common way how people lose crypto is either through hacks.
I'd love to know any advice that you have for new people who are curious about crypto. What advice would you give them that has actually helped you in your crypto journey as well?
So for new people, I would say learn as much as you can. And when I mean learn, really understand the basics of crypto. Understand what's a wallet, what can a wallet do, how do I send money to someone, how do I receive money. Understand things like what's a lightning network, what does it do, what are the advantages. Understand what nodes are, and what role do they play in the Bitcoin network. Understand the various exchanges, sign up to Binance, move around, understand the different parts of the exchange. Really, that's how you get a very firm foundation, because once you have a firm foundation,
Yeah.
it's not easy to get scammed. For example, I find that most people who get scammed is because they don't even understand how to send Bitcoin or how to receive Bitcoin. So have a very strong fundamental knowledge of the Bitcoin and crypto space, and I think from there you'll be all right.
Okay. Thank you so much, David, for your time and for coming on to the show. That has been the common myths that are there in the crypto space, and we've had quite a very good discussion with David, our guest here. And in the next episode, we will be talking about how you can be able to set up a Binance account, and we'll have a brand new guest next week. For you who is not yet on Binance, this is your chance to get a Binance account. All you need to do is go to https://binance.com and sign up for a Binance account. Use the referral code KISSFM and sign up for an account. Next, you also can send all your questions and your comments in the comments of this particular episode, and we'll go in there and answer any questions. My name is Momo. This is a Block Talk Africa show powered by Binance, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.